Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole and Dime. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. My name is Nicole and I share cheap and easy DIYs for events, decor, holidays, and more. You may have seen me on TikTok or Instagram where I have gained millions of views and thousands of followers by posting short form videos. But now I'm coming to YouTube to give more in-depth tutorials and show you how you can turn low cost into high end easily. Let's get started. Today, let's make a custom wedding newspaper on Microsoft Word printing at Staples website. You're going to go to their document printing and you're going to scroll down until you see blueprints. So I'm going to click blueprints. And first thing you need to do is you need to determine what size you want. You cannot continue designing unless you have the sizing down. So here are all the sizes. I would say 18 by 24 is a good place to start. That's what I did. So you're going to open up your Microsoft Word, click Create New, and you're going to go up to File, Page Setup, and right here where it says paper size, you're going to click that. Now, I already have 18 by 24 in my settings. I saved it there. But if you don't have that, which you likely don't, you're going to go to Manage Custom Sizes. You're going to click this little plus sign right here. And that's where you can add in what you want. So it would be, show you 18 by 24. I zero out all the margins. It's just easier. And then you would click OK. I'm going to click Cancel because I don't need more things in my settings. 18 by 24. Now, if you look here, it's vertical. We don't want that, or portrait. So you're going to click landscape right here, and that will give you the size of the newspaper that you want. So let's zoom out. Now, we're trying to get Microsoft Word to work as a graphic design program right now, so we have to do a little more legwork. So we're going to go to Insert. This is what I like to do first, and click Blank Page. Okay, my newspaper was 2 pages. If you're doing something with 3, 4 pages, just keep adding blank pages in the beginning. If you don't, and you start typing away, then all of a sudden you decide, oh wait, I need a new page. It's going to mess up your formatting. If I click blank page here, see how it cut the words in half? I hope this makes sense. But just do your blank pages in the beginning just to make your life easier. Now, we need to add the median line so we know where the paper is going to fold when we print it. So I like to just add a line right here. Could be anywhere on the page, doesn't really matter. Hold down Shift to make it stay straight. Okay, and then you're going to go up here to Arrange, Align, and you're going to click Middle. You're going to do the same thing and click Center. Okay, now we know where the middle of the page is, so when it prints out and you need to fold it in half, you know where the line is. It's also just helpful for designing, so you know exactly where the front page ends and where the back page starts. So I'm just going to copy and paste it, which is Command C or Command C to copy, Command V to paste. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the second page, just so we're all set up. Okay, so this is just setting up the newspaper. So now we need to add our content here. So let me see actually. Perfect. So this was the newspaper that I used, that you saw on my TikTok or my Instagram. So I'm just going to kind of try to copy it verbatim real quick. All right, so let's go. I'm not going to use my brother's wedding picture, but let's do someone else's wedding picture just for the sake of this. Oh, this is a good one because there's a lot of blank space up here. So thank you, random couple. I'm going to copy and paste your image right here. So I'm doing Command V to get it to paste. Now, you'll notice when you paste an image in Microsoft Word, it kind of pastes wherever it wants, and it doesn't want to let you move it ever. It's like I could move it like different pages, but I can't really get a good feel for what I want. Even if I make it smaller, it doesn't work. So the way to combat that is after you paste the image in Microsoft Word, you want to right click or double click, go down to Wrap Text, and do any of these will work, but I just do behind text just to keep it all working for when I want to add text. And now you can move it around, no problem. Another cool thing that Microsoft Word does that people don't even notice is that you can edit pictures in here. So while I have the picture still selected, you can see these toggle points are all selected. You're going to go up to Picture Format, Color, and I'm going to do no saturation for this because it's a newspaper, so obviously newspapers are pretty much in black and white. But then you can also go to corrections and you can like up the contrast. There's also all this artistic effects that I'm not going to do, but that's how you would get a picture on there, get it to move, and get it to be what you want. So next we're going to insert a text box. Okay. Similar thing with the text box. You want to make sure it is wrapped. Now you want to say in front of text because we want that text box to be in front of the pictures. We don't, however, want this white box because chances are even if you're printing on white paper, it's not going to be the exact same white and you're going to see a white shaded box when you print it. So while the text box is still selected, you're going to go up to Shape Fill, click No Fill. And then we also want to get rid of this outline. Okay, sorry. So we're going to make it whatever we want, and we're going to say Bill and Jenny are getting married. So remember from my brothers, we had their names up pretty big. What font did I use? Bodani. Okay. So once we're in there, select everything. You can go to your font and scroll down to the font you want. I have an exorbitant amount of fonts on my computer. Let's do old style for this. Okay. Now, the largest size in the drop-down menu for font in Microsoft Word is 72. Obviously, that's not big enough, but you're not limited to that. If you highlight the 72 and just type in another number, you can make it as big as you want. Fun fact. All right, so 100 looks pretty good to me. I like to make sure it's centered because, again, we're not working in a graphic design program here, so I can't tell the computer to center this to this column. But what I can do is make the text box go all the way to one end and then drag this right to the middle line. And then as long as this is centered, your text alignment is on centered, this will be centered to the column. That was a lot of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I hope you understand that. All right, so Bill and Jenny are getting married. So now instead of going through here and creating another text box, I'm just going to copy and paste this because if I go to insert another text box, I have to go through all of that formatting again, getting rid of the outline, getting rid of the fill, and I don't want to do that. So it's going to be remarkably easier to just Command C, Command V, and just keep typing that way. So now I'm going to do it all in caps. Command A highlights everything all at once, and I'm going to make this significantly smaller. Start with 48. It's actually a little too small. Are getting married. All right, so again, I'm going to line up everything to the very edge. Pretty, and I guess it has to be a little bit smaller. There we go. Make sure there's no spaces anywhere. And although it is technically centered, sometimes the letters don't look centered just because of the way the shapes are, so you can always just do it manually. No one's going to be analyzing it that crazily. All right, so that's the basic cover. Now, if you look here, I also have all these lines. Let's zoom in here. All this line art. Right, that's what makes it look super duper fancy. So let's add some lines. So we already added a line here, so you know where the lines are, but it's Insert, Shape. I'm going to do this line, and I'm going to start right here and go across, again, holding Shift to keep it straight. And now here's where it gets fun. So I want it to be black, right? But then we go down here, and we can make it a little bit more weighted. But what we can also do is give it dashes, make it polka dots. Let me zoom in for you. There's so many different options for what you could do here. You can even click more lines. There's a bunch of other options over here. Compound line type, which is what I did, which just makes it... Hold on. I'm going to fix it over here first. It's staying polka dot in the compound line, which I don't want, so I'm going to make it straight. And now when you zoom in, you could see the compound line here. Let's do 3. Let's make it fun. Alrighty. So I actually don't want it to be the whole length. I want it to be a little bit shorter. You can also just bring up this dialog box if you keep clicking it on accident, which I did. This is why I hate working on lines. You really have to zoom in to kind of get it to click. Where'd it go? There we go. What on earth is going on? Sometimes it's just easier once you do get it to click, instead of trying to drag it, just using your arrows on your computer. Okay. So then just like I did for my brothers, I'm just copying and pasting and creating 2 lines here. All right, cool. So now what I would do is I would select both of them. So I'm going to click the first one, then click Command or Control. So now both of them are highlighted. Copy, paste, and then I'm just going to move them up. Again, you could try clicking it. I just don't feel like dealing with it. And I'm going to put it right on top. There, that way we're getting that framed out. So let's see, what else did I do here? So above that, I also put all this information on there. Again, that's just a basic text box. These are all text box, text box, text box, text box. Even this is one text box. Alrighty, so I'll show you again how I did that. Paste. Again, anytime I have to use a text box, I'm just copying and pasting. So pretend the name of this magazine is The Love, whatever. What font did I use? Let's see. Old London. I'm just going to type because I know it's in there. Old London. Beautiful. The Love Times. Okay, so I'm not going to do that all in caps. Much better. I love Tribune. So much fancier. Right, so I can make it a little bit bigger if I want. I don't like the way the V looks in this font, but whatever. This is just for the points of the tutorial. I could add more lines here like I did. But I think that's pretty good just for the sake of this tutorial. I mean, I already showed you how to do the line art. I don't need to take up more time doing 1,000 different types of lines. Let's do October 1st, 2025. Then I'm going to just click space a bunch of times, and you're going to want to go back and get rid of that period when it's done. Then I can do that line straight on my keyboard. Make it smaller so you can see. I don't know, just writing random things here. Volume 1 and only. Wow, that's good. I wish I thought of that for my brother's wedding. I kind of like that. Volume 1 and only, and let's do their, I don't know. They're not in Denver, but we're going to say they are. Alright, so we're going to just lower that font a little bit. Again, making sure it's centered. And then we're going to go back and get rid of those periods that showed up everywhere. Yeah, super annoying. I bet there's a way to change that in settings, but I don't know off the top of my head. All right, so that's the basics of it. I mean, when you look back at my other Instagram and TikTok posts, you could copy this verbatim. There's more line work here, line work here. I just didn't want to do that just for the sake of this tutorial. I don't want it to get bogged down with that. Same thing over here. This is line work. This is one text box, text box, text box. This was very, very tedious. But again, it's all line work. You just take, go to insert, shapes, lines, and you just keep chipping away at that. This was very tedious. As you can see, these are all like separate lines. Okay, moved however you want. And you just play around with it. All right, this text box, 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 everything like that. So this was actually the fun part. What I did for this, because after doing all that, I was really, really fatigued. So I just wanted to Google and looked up wedding crossword puzzle images, and I just found one right here. This is how I did this. I was not selling this, so this is totally allowed. Again, I just copy and pasted it. I right-clicked, wrap text behind text. The only thing is I really did not like this font for the wedding crossword, so I went up to picture format. I clicked crop, cropped that out. I think the G is still there. Hold on. Cropped that out. And then I just added, you guessed it, a word box and wrote wedding crossword in a font that was on theme. Same thing with the word search. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong things here, sorry. Wedding word search. And there's 1,000 you could pick from. That one's from Etsy, so I'm not going to use that. Well, you know what? I will for the sake of this tutorial. But if someone's actually selling, don't do that. Same exact thing. Wrapped text, behind text, made it bigger. Again, you could do the same thing, changing out the font like I did. And then I also just added Sudoku puzzles. You could do whatever you want, though. I know I spelled it wrong, but I just like literally took 3 of these. Copy. I mean, I don't even think anyone actually played it. I could have just done 3 of the exact same and no one would have known. Behind text, and then I just kept doing that. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, this was for a photo op. If you are using this for your actual guests and everyone at the wedding is going to get one, I don't know, maybe make sure this is right. Try to actually do the word search. Try to actually do the crossword. But if you're not, this is a great workaround, especially just for a photo op. I will include the picture and videos that the content creator got of us playing with this magazine, this newspaper rather. But that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do another tutorial on how I did the magazine, but this is it for now. So enjoy, you guys. Thanks for watching. After you're done, you save it as a PDF. You go to Staples and you just upload it right in there. And that's it. All right, so enjoy, guys.